All month, KRON 4 has showcased amazing stories of Black excellence as we thrive to honor Black History Month. And this Thursday, we will cap it all off with an hour-long special. Joining us now with a preview on what you can expect is KRON 4's Pam Moore. Pam, thanks so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay.
Happy to be here.
I'm so happy to finally have you on the sofa with us.
I'm happy to be on this sofa with you too. And something so special to talk about.
Yes, so special. With Black History Month, I know it's coming to an end, but KRON 4 is about to do a special this Thursday at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. It's an hour this year instead of a half an hour. And every year the station has made a commitment to make sure we tell the diverse stories of our communities, whether it's Black History Month, Hispanic heritage, you know, gay pride, whatever. The station has made a commitment to tell these stories. This year we had so many wonderful stories to tell, and so many members of our staff got involved that they extended from a half an hour to an hour this year. And I think the audience will be really excited about the mixture of stories that we have this year.
And I'm so glad that you mentioned that. When it comes to the stories that will be featured this Thursday, I know one of them, let's first start with Black firefighters. That will be a big highlight in the special, right?
That's right. Philippe Chagall covered an event involving Black firefighters who work with young children to try and encourage them to aspire to become fire chiefs. Not just firefighters, but to aspire to be fire chiefs. And not just Black children, but children in general in communities that need some encouragement. And Philippe told a lovely story about a ceremony that they had. And you can see in some of the videos showing some of the people who, you know, started out as firefighters when there weren't many of us in the profession. So that's one of them. Another story one of the stories that I did and really proud of involves Alonzo King, who is a world-renowned choreographer who was based here in San Francisco. And I found out, you know, I had seen his performances many times. His dance troupe is called Lines Ballet. And I have met him, but never had a long conversation. He's quite the philosopher.
Is he?
And I was quite inspired just listening and interviewing him. So that will be another of our pieces. We have so many great stories this year.
I know. And when it comes to Alonzo King specifically, since you were able to work on that story, what was one of your favorite parts about that interaction?
I think is that he looks at, he doesn't just look at dance. In fact, one of the dancers we talked to said, he doesn't just look at the movement. What's behind the movement? What is the story and the meaning that we're trying to tell? And he stresses that in his teaching with his troupe. You'll get a sense of that for sure when you see the story.
I love that. Well, that's just one person we're going to be able to meet. Another is Charlie Walker. He'll also be
That's right, Charlie Walker, who sadly passed away, but as a legend in San Francisco, he was always called the mayor of Bayview Hunters Point, which is the largest of the Black communities in San Francisco. And he was a fighter in the 60s, a real fighter for getting Black people in positions where they can make more money and get some of the contracts that a lot of times eluded them because of racism. He was a fighter, and he didn't care who he had to push, what buttons he had to push to make it happen. We talked with his, Noel Bello actually talked with, I think it was Ella Socamonian did that story, and she talked with his granddaughter.
Oh, wow.
So that's a really fascinating way to look back at his life and what he gave the city of San Francisco. Yeah.
And you did mention Noel Bello. She actually did cover Mayor London Breed.
That's right. Noel talked to Mayor London Breed, the first Black woman to be mayor of the city that she grew up in. And just, you know, how amazed, even she says, I have to pinch myself that I am in this position. You know, she has a lot of challenges as mayor. She's been through the pandemic and so many other things that have happened in the city, homelessness and whatnot. But she talks about the strength that she got from her grandmother. I think you saw in one of the pictures there, and how, you know, she has, you know, come to this point and what she hopes to do in the city. So
that's amazing. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I also did a story, Angela Davis. There's an exhibit on Angela Davis at the Oakland Museum. Kat Brooks is an activist and anti-police violence activist in Oakland. She was profiled by Hazik Madyan. We have to, and the sports department really stepped up. We talked about Blacks in baseball. There aren't that many Blacks going into baseball. Yet we celebrate Jackie Robinson, who was the first. We don't have many of those players in the game anymore. So we talk with some local stars about how to turn that back around and not just show our young people basketball, football, but let's bring baseball back into the mix when it comes to sports.
Well, I'm really looking forward to all these wonderful stories. Again, it is this Thursday, 6 p.m., the special, right?
6 to 7, yes.
Love it. And it's an hour long, like you said, so it's a little different this year.
Hour long, a lot of pride for our producer, Jamie Jones, who put everything together. We have quite a lineup this year, and I think people will be pleased to see their community represented. We learn about each other. You know, these are ways that we learn about each other through television, through stories. And it means a lot to me, so I hope the audience feels the same way.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Pam, for joining us here on Live in the Bay and giving us a small preview of what to expect with the Black History Month special. We're so excited.
All right. Thank you, Olivia.